Hello, my name is Ben Lovegrove, and in this video I'm going to list the duties and responsibilities of commercial airline pilots. The answer to the question, what do airline pilots do, may seem obvious. They fly the aircraft and post selfies on Instagram. That's right, isn't it? Well, there's a little more to it than that. For a start, any pilot is part of a crew, usually of two on short-haul routes. There will be a captain, the senior pilot who has overall responsibility for the flight. The captain's responsibilities include not only the practicalities of the flight itself, but also the safety of all crew and passengers. He or she will be supported by a first officer, a less experienced pilot. They will share the flying duties in order to give each other rest breaks. Long-haul flights may have 3 or even 4 pilots aboard. Duties and responsibilities. All pilots will be familiar with the processes required to carry out the following pre- and post-flight checks. Gathering all information about the aircraft, the crew, the passengers or cargo, and the weather both en route and at the destination airport. Create a flight plan based on that information and calculate the correct altitude and fuel required for the flight. Supervise the loading of the fuel and ensure the operation of the aircraft maximizes fuel efficiency. Carry out pre-flight checks on all the safety systems on the aircraft. Carry out pre-flight checks on all the instruments and navigation systems. Conduct a pre-flight briefing with the cabin crew. During the briefing, the captain will summarize the flight time, gate number, taxi duration, altitude of flight, and any significant weather en route. Communicate with air traffic control before the aircraft leaves the gate, during taxi, and after departure. During the flight itself. Abide by any noise abatement procedures during departure. Maintain regular contact with the cabin crew throughout the flight. Make and maintain contact with the appropriate air traffic controllers en route. Monitor and understand the aircraft's navigational and control instruments. Regularly check the aircraft's performance and its position relative to the planned route. Regularly check the weather for any changes and check on the location of other aircraft in the vicinity. Keep the passengers informed about the progress of the flight and any deviations from the schedule. If there are any changes in the weather, or if there are any onboard emergencies, the flight crew will need to react quickly and efficiently. Post-flight procedures. Update the aircraft's logbook with the hours flown and other data. Compile a report about the flight itself and include any irregularities with the aircraft or any incidents that occurred. For aircrew, there is about an hour of work on the ground after the flight. Now let's look at hours and shifts. Being an airline pilot is not a 9-to-5 job, and a large degree of flexibility is required. Pilots will often live within a short commute time of their base airport in case they're needed at short notice to cover absent pilots. However, the airlines appreciate that everyone needs to be able to plan ahead, and so they'll inform their pilots on short-haul routes of their shift patterns well in advance. For long-haul pilots, there are often single nights away or perhaps a few days away from home with travel through various time zones. There are limits to the amount of hours a pilot can fly in any day and in total throughout the year. The regulations vary around the world, but for European airlines, the regulations state that pilots should not fly more than 60 duty hours in any 7 consecutive days, 110 duty hours in any 14 consecutive days, and 190 duty hours in any 28 consecutive days, spread as evenly as practicable throughout that period. Long-haul pilots who travel through time zones will take rest breaks away from the cockpit, often in crew bunk beds. So what do airline pilots earn? Salaries vary according to the size of the airline, the aircraft type, and the pilot's experience. Here in the UK, a recently qualified first officer for a small regional airline can expect a starting salary of around £25,000 per annum. Larger airlines may offer more, and the salaries will eventually increase in proportion to the experience. For example, more experienced first officers can look forward to £36,000 to £48,000 per year. Once you've been promoted to captain, you can expect a salary of £57,000 to £78,000 for a medium-sized airline. If your employer is one of the major operators, then salaries of between £97,000 and £140,000 or more are the industry norm. Finally, a few bits of other information. Pilots are regularly tested to ensure they maintain the necessary skills required to fulfill all their responsibilities. They also have to maintain a Class 1 medical certificate in order to keep their licenses valid. So how do I become an airline pilot? You could start by watching my video on this subject. You'll find it in my channel at youtube.com/c/Ben Lovegrove. Thanks for watching. Please post your questions, comments and feedback below. Please like and share this video with others who may be interested in its content. Happy landings!